Today we are fishing with Billy Blakely. Billy, how are you doing?
Man, it's great. Glad to have y'all here.
It is a beautiful day. We are at the incredible Blue Bank Resort, and we have the privilege of fishing with not only B&M Pro Staffer, but the head guide here at Blue Bank Resort. And he says that we're going to get into some bluegill. Is that correct? And we're going to be, I'm excited, Billy, because I've used that TCB rod by B&M.
Hey.
You like that one?
You can't beat it. That's one of the best combinations right there for bluegill you'll see.
Now, I've caught trout with it, I've caught crappie with it, but I have not caught bluegill with it. So
we're fixing to.
We're fixing to?
Yep.
Well, let's do it. Thank you,
Let's
Billy
go.
Blakely. What is it about sport fishing, you think?
It's just the excitement of watching it go down.
It's just a huge adrenaline rush.
That's it. When that thing goes down, you don't know if he's going to be like 2 inches long or if he's going to be 2 foot long. You don't know what it's going to be. But it's just the excitement of watching that thing go down.
Oh, wow.
Good one there.
So they dig out little holes?
They get in there and walk around, make them little holes like it.
So that's how we know where they're at, huh?
Yep.
That's their calling card. That's their business card. So we're gonna go back and fish that?
Oh yeah.
So you've located them with the Humminbird 360.
Oh
and
yeah.
That is a pretty distinct bed reading on that, so it's kind of like we know they're here, right?
It looks good if we can make them bite now.
So how do we get them in the boat?
Well, we're gonna be fishing with a slip bobber today. We got our stopper up here about 2 foot deep. Got a number 5 sinker, the number 6 cricket hook with a cricket on it. We're using this TCB series B&M rod, the little Pro 50 reel, and that adds up to a deadly combination.
All right. And how deep are we setting that slip bobber?
We're fishing about 2 foot deep.
About 2 foot deep.
We got her set up here with a little rubber stopper.
Nice. Any particular way of hooking these crickets?
No, sir. I just start in one end, come out the other.
All right. These TCBs, they can really cast a small setup a long way, can't they?
They sure can. And boy, when you catch one of them old bluegill on them, I've caught several good catfish on 4 and 5 pound catfish.
Really?
Yeah, they handle.
Well, what pound of line do you have on here?
I got 6 pound line on mine.
6 pound?
It ain't just cause of the bluegill, cause you catch several catfish when you're doing this sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I've used this rod on trout. There he is. I got him. It's a fish. It's a big fish. Yeah. Here he comes. He's gonna give us a show. I think this one's bigger than the last one. Yeah.
Let him get out of the water before you net him though, because those browns like that, as soon as he sees that net, he'll be gone. Drop that rod. Don't reel down, don't roll down. Okay. Don't reel down. You don't want to have any slack. You want to have a little bit of line for him to go. Okay. Ooh, my goodness, look at that pole. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious.
Get him, Jack. Get him, Jack.
Get him, Jack.
Oh, good job, my man.
Oh my goodness.
Great job.
Oh
man,
my gosh.
Fun to watch.
Look at that
That
fish.
was fun to watch. Look at that thing.
That's a
Dude, nice
that is
netting job.
monstrous.
That is amazing.
biggest crab
I know of caught on the
Look at that.
Oh my,
my goodness.
gosh.
And 1 pound test?
2 pounds.
2 pounds.
Hey, he got in.
God, what a beautiful fish.
Oh, he's a beautiful fish.
Insane.
Just don't get him until he comes out, and that's what I do. He waited, he did good.
Woo!
Hey.
I use it on crappie, but I'm excited to catch bluegill because, frankly, I think bluegill has a little sweeter flavor. than
Yes, sir. They do to
crappie.
me. Me, it's some of the best eating fish it is. And ounce for ounce, the fat you get out of them.
Yeah. So Humminbird 360, that is clear as a bell.
Oh yeah.
Can you talk about how technology has
Man, it has
Upped your-
changed
upped your game?
fishing like crazy. When I was a kid coming up, you come out here and you find these bluegill beds. What we do on a real hot, still day, come out here and just ride around, stand up in the boat and just ride and look for them foaming. And we'll see some of that before the day's over.
Yeah.
And I'll show you that. And that's how we used to find a lot of them. Then when I was young, I'd jump in the water, just fell around and find these logs and stuff. Because you ain't got to do that now. You turn one of these on, go down through there and see everything. Somebody sets a Coke bottle down there, you can see it now.
Huh.
Technology has changed, and so many beds. When I was a kid, like here's every one of these points down through here had these grass points had a bed on it. Now, back in you go point to point because that's where I knew they would. You wouldn't hardly fish in between them. Now it's 7, 8 beds between them you didn't even know was there. Hey, they tossed one of them in the back.
Nice. Woohoo! What a pretty fish. What a pretty fish.
Take several of them. One, he was so temperamental, he just barely pumped that thing and just tried to ease off with it.
Huh. All right.
He's being stubborn this morning.
Oh, you rascal. I can't believe the birds we've seen this morning.
Man, it's pretty wild out here every morning.
This is a bird watcher's paradise, huh?
It is it.
We've seen bald eagles and
Osprey, blue heron, white heron. We've seen everything.
you found a hot spot, Billy.
Man, he is a little fella. He ain't real big, but he'll sure be tasty here after a while.
Yeah. So Blue Banks has everything. Offers everything around this lake you could imagine.
Oh yeah.
I saw kayak rentals, boat rentals, camping, and some nice hotel rooms. My room holds 10 people. I'm like, hey, I think I'm in the wrong room. There's just one of me.
Want to make sure you had plenty of room for everything.
Swimming pool and now what's that garden? I noticed that.
Butterfly garden, they call it.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a ton of butterflies gets out there. He plants all them milkweed plants and all that for them butterflies.
That attracts them in, huh?
Yes, sir. And people like it. Everybody goes out there. And,
I bet the photographers go crazy for those butterfly
oh,
shots.
yeah, they do. It's something to see. Everybody likes that garden out there. And it gets the guys down here in the spring fishing, and they'll take pictures on their phone of the garden, go back and show the wife, then that gets them another trip with the wife and kids.
Ah, smart
They get
man.
to come down, they get to go out through the butterfly garden, swim, go to Discovery Park,
Yeah. Nice.
and the
swim.
guy gets to go fishing.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So he
a
gets him another fishing trip.
that's a smart guy there. And it's got place got a great swimming pool for the kids and hot tub I saw. Pretty good bar there.
Oh yeah.
Cute bartenders. Gotta like
Oh,
that. And how's the food?
Food is great.
Food is great. So we might
tell by looking at me.
so we might actually cook up some of these bluegill tonight, right?
Oh yeah, we're going to.
You helping out in the kitchen?
No more than I have to.
We're in the kitchen of the Blue Bank Resort, and we're here with Tamar,
Hello.
the cooking star.
How y'all doing?
Good to see you. What are we working with here?
These are our fried tomatoes with onions, country fried tomatoes with onions.
Uh-huh. Oh man, those look delicious, and those are gonna go good with some bluegill, am I right?
Yes, sir.
How are we gonna do the bluegill today?
Today we're gonna fry them in our deep fryer with some meal and flour, 50-50 half and half, with a little bit of salt and pepper. Then we're just gonna put them in the deep fryer.
We're gonna fry them whole, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Fry them whole.
How long do you suggest frying them bluegill?
Probably about 3 to 5 minutes.
3 to
Don't
5
take long.
minutes?
Not
Yeah.
gonna take long at all.
All right, Billy, I'm just gonna come over your shoulder there and show me how to do it.
Ain't but one way to start on Lee. Pull this little tail off, dip in that ketchup. Just like eating potato chips.
Oh my gosh, all right.
And just pull his little fin out of his back. Trim down it. Oh, they're good. Bottom side. And then you just peel it back. Just like filleting
Just like a fillet, huh?
with a knife. Yep.
So nothing really goes to waste.
No,
You don't waste anything when you
Just comes right down like it.
Oh my goodness.
And it's time to feed.
I'm just amazed. So how did you get into the fish guide business?
Well, it all started back when I was a kid. I got to fishing every day. And I mean, I fished back in when I wasn't in school. I was fishing. I didn't care what the weather was or what I was fishing for, whether it be bluegill, crappie, bass, catfish. It didn't matter. I was fishing. Get sitting around them boat docks up there and this and that and talking to some of them people and they not catching fish. And I just got to throwing 1 or 2 in the boat and taking them fishing just to be having something to do. And the next thing you know, they paying me to go fishing.
That's nice.
So that was nice. Especially way back in. I ain't gonna say how many years ago it was, but it's been a few of them. But yeah, then it just went from there.
All right.
They come back the next year after I took them 1 year and want to pay me to take them. I'm like, hey, you gonna pay me to go fishing? Let's go.
Only in America, right?
Right on. Hey, it's been that way ever since.
There's the proof right there.
Exactly. We've been like I say, I've been with Mike. He owns Blue Bank there. I've been with him for 38 years now.
38 years.
And he likes to do more and more and try to get more and more different kind of people here. And like giving boat tours, we do all of that. Wildlife packages, we got that. Come out here and take pictures of eagles and all the stuff we seen this morning.
Yeah.
We get a lot of people do that. It turned into, back when I was a kid, it was more of a fishing thing, strictly fishing and hunting. Now it's done turned into like a family thing where bring the kids for this and that.
Yeah.
Wife, come out here and take pictures of the wildlife and garden. I mean, it's changed some, but it changed for the good.
So last night in the bar, there were 3 guys sitting there at the bar. And they bought Mike a drink about this tall,
Oh, God.
and they made him toast it, and he kind of gave a wince because I don't know what the bartender put in it, but these boys were bragging this is their 5th time back here,
Oh, heck,
and
that's
that
good.
these guys were old enough to drink, but they said that they've been coming here since they were a kid. So
Get a lot of that.
that's a testament. I'll definitely be back. Even sooner if I can catch one of these bluegill.
We'll get 'em. Right in you.
Oh, like that?
Not right straight out. Coming straight out from the tip of the boat to the right of that bird, about 6 foot. Fish is one thing I could eat 7 days a week. Wouldn't bother me one bit.
Me too. I like it.
I just like it any way I can get it fixed. It don't matter. I like them fried. I like them grilled. I like them. I just like fish. It don't matter what kind it is. I like them. I have to say my most favorite is probably these we catching right now. There you go.
Man, I did it. A blue bank, Reelfoot Lake bluegill. My first one.
Right on.
Is he too little?
Yeah, we'll let him grow up.
Oh, I forgot to check his mouth for a
You got 2 of them running around here with a hook in their mouth.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something if you caught him? one big one and he has 2 hooks in his
Yeah.
mouth? These crickets. Where do you get these crickets from?
We buy all them crickets.
What do you get here?
He's a fighter, whatever he is. Come out of there. Give it up. Give it up.
Oh, that's a nice one.
He didn't want to give it up.
Hard to say. With your expertise, you picked up some pretty good sponsors. I see the War Eagle boat. I know you're a big B&M pole fan.
Oh, yeah. They good folks at both of them. They take care of me.
How many War Eagle boats you got in that slip up there at Blue
We
Bank?
probably got around 30 altogether.
30? A pretty solid boat.
Yeah, they build them to last. That's what a lot of people don't understand. And what a lot of them don't understand, they can get it built the way they want it. Like the inside of this one, for whatever thing I do,
Yeah.
it's set up perfect. I can bass fish out of it, catfish, bluegill, crappie. You ain't got to get it the way you look at it at the store. You can call in there and boys will custom build your boat any way you draw it up. They'll build it.
Huh. So when you say you were young and you were fishing all the time, I assume you were fishing here?
Oh yeah.
Is this where you grew up?
Yeah, I was born and raised here around Reelfoot on the banks of it, on the east side over there. Little old town of Soundburg, probably 250 people in it. But I was lucky enough to be one of them that was born and raised there, and that's what I call paradise. It don't get no better than it.
It is absolutely a piece of God's artwork, isn't it?
I mean, coming out this morning, watching that sun come up over them trees,
Yeah.
don't get no better than that.
It does not.
Being here in the evening, watching that sun go down.
Oh man, saw a good sunset last night. Come on,
There we go.
I got a keeper.
Right on.
No hook in this one.
That ain't the one that's cooking.
That's not the one I'm gonna do. Alright, look how pretty these fish are. Look at that beautiful.
I think they've got some colors on it.
Yeah. That's a piece of artwork in itself. Uh-oh. I think they're waking up.
Act like it don't. Out of there, boy. Look at that toe bend. You cannot beat that. Look at this. Look. There you go.
Nice. We're using the TCB series. Trout, crappie, and bluegill.
Man, I have bragged on these poles and bragged on them, but I'm telling you, it ain't nothing that feels no better than that ham when one of these bluegill get on. I mean, he's not even a big one, but he sure think he would.
So I met you 2 years ago at the Grizzly Jig Festival.
Yes, sir.
Grizzly Jig's not too far from here, is it? It's only
About 35 minutes.
Oh, that's close. That's close. Now that is a Mecca tackle store.
It
for
sure is. They got
crappie,
everything.
Crappie fishing, channel cat fishing, bluegill fishing.
Man, it's. Sometimes I wish I was a little further away.
Oh yeah, a lot of money go to that
Yeah.
place.
Because some days if it's bad weather, we come in early or don't go because of the weather or something.
Yeah.
You got to have something to do. And well, the first thing pops up, Grizzly Jig.
I I was a little disappointed the first year that I came because there were so many things that I hadn't seen before and I needed in my tackle box.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever used them since.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I
But
know.
you better have it, don't you think?
Yep.
So I went in there and heck, I think I spent close to $300 on crappie gear, and, you know, and I look around for my dad. I brought my dad and my uncle.
Yep.
And it was my first time there, so I was, you know, enamored by all the professional fishermen that you see on TV, and
Yep.
and all the people that you idolized. And so I just hung around and I talked to all of them, you know what I mean? And I turn around, hell, I've been in there 3 hours, and it was fun meeting the other, you know, B&M pro staff people.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, but for an old man like my dad and my uncle, 3 hours is a long time. So I started cruising the Grizzly Jig corridors looking for them. I can't find them. And they had skipped across the street and went to a casino. And so I texted them on the phone. They said, we're at the casino, we're winning. And so I'm like, okay. So I went over there, and lo and behold, I'm like, let's go. We got a 9-hour drive back to Kansas City. Let's get out of here. And there you go. My dad said, well, just wait a little bit. And so I couldn't wait without not put a $5 bill in, won $1,000.
Golly.
So it was the best, best trip to a tackle store ever. Grizzly Jig and the casino across the street.
Right on, right on. I'll tell you one thing, talking about these fish finders earlier. Once we finally got one of these side scans and using it, it is not, don't overlook anything when you're looking for these bluegill beds. Because one of the best places I've found them at is at the end of every boat ramp on this lake.
Really?
Every boat ramp. I don't care how big or how little it is. Seems like the bigger the ramp, the better they like it. You know where you load your boat and gun it to get it up on the trailer?
Yeah.
Well, then it pushes that wash back there and puts a little hump back there so far behind them. Yep. Most of that hump is gravel.
I'll be darned. So it erodes it away.
So it makes that hump up there, and then bluegill make a bed on every one of them. I don't care what lake you go to. You turn that side scan on, drive by the end of that ramp, 98% of them gonna have a bluegill bed.
That's a very good tip. Thank you for sharing that, Billy.
I mean, every one of them.
That is a good tip. Oh, my duck's back, Billy.
What he did he?
He came on back.
Well, right in the same spot too.
Yeah.
He must like it right there. He's looking around.
There we go.
See there?
See,
He
I knew,
come out there. That's
I
what
knew
it
where to
was.
cast.
Yep.
And that duck. You've heard of bird dogs. This is a duck bird.
That's it.
Nice fish.
He was even stretching his neck out there looking toward your court. Look my way, buddy. Get me to catch one.
So in my experience with bluegill, which isn't much, I've noticed that they're pretty finicky eaters.
Yes, sir.
Would that be a fair assumption?
Yes, it would.
And the reason I know that is because the only time I ever really witness, you know, a bluegill's pattern is when I'm cleaning crappie at the boat ramp. And they won't just eat any part of the crappie. You know what I mean? They're particular.
Yep.
You know, normally like a catfish, they'll eat anything. You know, any part of that crappie. Or a gar will come up and take the whole skin side. But bluegill will swim right up on it, investigate it, and decide. Isn't that a fair assumption?
Yep.
It'll decide if it wants to eat it.
That's right.
So they must love crickets. Insects, of any sort, probably.
Yep.
And worms. They love worms.
Yeah, they like worms. that big. Get up in there. Not bad though. All right. Now we got him. 3 crickets later, we get it. Good old thing.
Uh-oh. Saw that one take it.
Way on up here. Back here. You ain't that mean. Thought you would, didn't you?
Ooh, that's a pretty fish.
So that they got some pretty colors on. You see no more white holes in that over there.
Did it?
This one
Oh,
come
I
back
see.
in.
I see
That's
one.
all.
Look,
He's
I
back
see
in
one.
there then.
Huh? Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's so funny. He just went from one
To the other.
hole to the other.
You see a lot of that on that Solix that I got. I usually keep in there. You see a lot of that. They'll sit there and move around and oh.
Sure
You got him.
Sure enough.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna see if the speck's gone off the radar now. Yeah, there might be 1 or 2 more down there. Now is that a keeper or is that too little?
Yeah, we need him.
We need him. You know, I think that bluegill and crappie and trout, everything that this TCB rod represents, I think these are the game fish, in my opinion, that promote the sport of fishing. Maybe more so than the bass fishing, because bass fishing can be kind of an elitist thing.
That's exactly right.
I mean, sometimes lures for bass cost 20 bucks.
That's right.
You can stock your whole tackle box at Grizzly Jig with 20 bucks, can you not?
Yes, sir. You okay?
All you need. All that you need. And we don't even need a fancy War Eagle boat. We could be doing
You
this
do it over the bank.
from the bank or from the dock.
That's
And you
what
get
I like about this. I don't care if you 3 or 83.
Yeah.
Anybody can take a fishing pole with a cork on it, put a cricket on it, and gonna catch something.
That's true. And that's what it's all about, because you know, there's nothing worse than a bored kid on the boat.
That's right.
And those bass fishermen, I tip my hat to them. I'm not talking bad about them, but they work.
They sure do.
They work. I know we got Brent Chapman out of Kansas City, and
Yes, sir.
he's one of the hardest working dudes
Mm-hmm.
on the planet. And I see him do that, and I'm like, yeah, that's not for me. I'm lazy. You know, I want to come out here and enjoy myself and relax.
And have fun.
And
That's the main thing out of all of it is having fun.
having fun, yeah.
And ain't nothing better that I like to do is on days, if it's days I ain't got nobody, if anybody stands at that motel there and they got kids, now I'm thinking get them in this boat for a little while
Yeah.
and take them and catch some fish, because me watching people catch fish is more fun than me catching fish.
I agree. I agree. I mean, sometimes you're literally, when the action's hot and heavy, you're just a waiter on the water.
Yep.
Am I right?
Yep, yep.
Taking care of these people, making sure that they got hooks on and bait on, and
That's it. Putting fish in the cooler, getting them back out there. But I'd rather watch kids catch fish than anything it is, because you know they appreciate it. It just tickles them to death.
oh, might want to set that hook, huh?
Hey,
Oh,
that's a good one, too.
that's a good one. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, now that's there now.
No,
Get around anchor line.
I did, but I'll get him out. time I catch one, I think about eating them.
Me
I'm
too.
excited. There we go. My lake, my home lake where I guide crappie, I have found for some reason on Hillsdale Lake, them crappie don't start biting until 10:15. Isn't that the weirdest thing?
Hey, it's days like it. Same here. It'll be days like that here.
Billy, that was a blast.
I enjoyed it, buddy.
I can't wait to enjoy these bluegill later on tonight. You got this down to a science. I almost feel sorry for these bluegill because you know where they're at, and every time he pointed, I caught a fish. So if you're ever in the Tennessee area and you're looking to catch some bluegill or channel cat or anything that swims, or if you want to shoot anything that flies that's legal,
We can do that.
because we saw a lot of eagles and we don't want to shoot those. But this is a bird watcher's paradise, a fishing paradise, a great resort, Blue Bank Resort, and I'm sure they got a website, right?
Oh yeah, bluebankresort.com.
Bluebankresort.com, and make certain that you ask for Billy Blakely, their head guide, and you will not be disappointed. So we're gonna go in and try to cook these up and see what they taste like. I'm very excited about that.
Sound good.
Let's do it. Thanks again,
Right
Billy
on, buddy.
Blakely, B&M Pro staffer and fisherman guide extraordinaire. I cannot thank you enough.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for watching Fish, Eat, Live. Our mission is to demonstrate the benefits of the Fish, Eat, Live lifestyle. We look forward to educating, entertaining, and attracting you to the healthy lifestyle of the great outdoors. We're definitely going to have some wholesome family fun on the water every Sunday at 6 p.m. So hit that subscription and that notification bell because we want you to come be a part of this.